You've seen anime about ninjas, pirates, demons, and gods. But when was the last time a volleyball match made you cry, or a soccer game felt like life or death? This isn't just a list of sports anime. This is a breakdown of the top 10 that dominated the biggest anime platforms, ranked by hype, heart, and pure storytelling. Whether you're a diehard fan or someone who skips anything without swords and power-ups, stick around. I'll show you the heavyweights, the sleepers, and the one anime that reboots an old classic into something savage. Whether you love sports or not, these shows go straight for the gut. Starting off at number 10, we've got Megalobox, the anime that put cyberpunk fists back in the ring. Imagine underground boxing, but with Metal Gear strapped to your arms and the stakes cranked way past legal. That's Megalobox, a gritty, high-stakes fight for identity in a world that treats the poor like they don't exist. Our guy Joe, yeah, different Joe, is a nobody with no ID, no license, and no future. But he steps into the ring under a fake name and decides to take on the entire system, gear or no gear. The fights hit hard, the soundtrack hits harder, and the themes? Class, survival, pride, all wrapped in a raw, dirty style that makes every punch feel personal. Megalobox doesn't try to be flashy. It earns every second. And if you like your sports anime with more blood, grime, and rebellion, this is the one. Sliding into number 9, it's time to lace up your skates, because Yuri on Ice is here to steal the spotlight and your heart. One of the most emotionally powerful sports anime out there isn't about brute strength, but about finding grace, love, and purpose on the ice. Welcome to the coldest sport with the warmest story. This is Yuri's journey. Yuri Kotsky is a figure skater on the brink of quitting, broken, defeated, and spiraling. All he wants is to matter again, to stand tall in a sport he once loved. But anxiety, doubt, and a world full of prodigies are skating circles around him. Then enters Viktor Nikiforov, world champion, living legend who suddenly appears to coach Yuri after watching a viral video of him skating. What starts as mentorship slowly melts into something deeper. This isn't just about jumps and spins, it's about self-worth, identity, and the courage to perform in front of the world when you're terrified to even look in the mirror. Yuri on Ice brings breathtaking animation, a banging soundtrack, and a beautifully subtle love story. And when that music swells before a routine, goosebumps. Every single time. At number 8, we're trading protein shakes for carbs because Run with the Wind is here to prove that running 20 miles isn't just a punishment in gym class. One of the best sports anime starts with a guy literally stealing food and sprinting off into the night. Yeah, and that's how they recruit him for the team. Welcome to College Athletics, Anime Edition. Haikyuu is a former elite runner with a busted knee and a dream, dragging 9 random, totally unqualified roommates into running Japan's biggest marathon. One's a chain-smoking gamer, one didn't even know what a relay was. And yes, one's just there for free rent. The goal? Qualify for the Hakone Ekiden, a grueling 2-day, 200-plus kilometer race for only the best of the best. But with no budget, no coach, and no clue what they're doing. What could possibly go wrong? Somehow, through injuries, breakdowns, midnight jogs, and cursed ramen dinners, these guys become something close to a team, and that finish line starts looking less like a joke and more like a reason to live. Run with the Wind is surprisingly deep, a little chaotic, and full of heart. Warning: may cause sudden urges to start jogging and then immediately regret it. Lucky number 7 is all about danger, drama, and downhill skateboarding at illegal speeds. Yeah, Skate the Infinity doesn't break for subtlety, and neither should you. Reki is your typical skateboard-obsessed teen, stuck in a small town with a giant secret, an underground, no-rules race called S. And who does he meet? Longa, a transfer student from Canada who's never touched a skateboard in his life, but snowboards like a god. Turns out, snowboarding and skateboarding aren't that different, unless you count everything. But somehow, Langa's a natural, and the duo becomes a tag-team force carving up the streets of Okinawa. Of course, there's chaos, masked villains, downhill death races, and a guy who skates in a suit like it's Devil Wears Prada, Tony Hawk edition. Sure, it's about skating, but what makes Skate Hit different is how it captures that rush not just from the ride, but from doing something that actually means something, even if no one else gets it. It's reckless, it's fast, and somehow, it's honest. This isn't just anime about boards, it's about belonging, movement, and going full speed with no guarantees. Coming in hot at number 6, we've got Kuroko no Basket, the only anime where passing the ball is basically a war crime. Meet Kuroko, quiet, awkward, and built like a wet napkin. But this dude has one terrifying skill: passing. Like, teleport behind you. No look, break your ankles passing. He teams up with Kagami, a power-dunking rage machine, and together they take on the Generation of Miracles, Kuroko's ex-teammates, who all play like they're trying to unlock Ultra Instinct. This anime is less basketball and more shonen combat disguised as sports. You've got zone mode, eye lasers, dudes jumping 10 feet in the air. It's like Dragon Ball with jerseys. But underneath all that insane hype, there's a real message about teamwork, identity, and doing things your way, even if it's not flashy. So yeah, Kuroko no Basket might bend physics, but it never breaks character, and that's why it still goes hard. Halfway through the list at number 5, we're serving up one of the most unique anime ever animated, Ping Pong the Animation. The story follows childhood friends Smile and Peiko, one's quiet and robotic, the other's loud and cocky. Both have talent, but they're going in opposite directions. While Peiko coasts on raw skill, Smile plays like he doesn't care, even though he might be the best of them all. But then pressure kicks in. Ego. Loss. The weight of potential. And suddenly this simple game turns into a war zone of identity, expectation, and what it means to actually want to win. The animation? Wild. Janky on purpose. It feels messy, raw, like the characters' heads are about to explode mid-rally. And that's the beauty of it. Ping Pong isn't flashy, it's honest, and if you give it a chance, it'll hit you right in the soul. No power-up needed. Number 4 punches its way into the list like a freight train, and if you've seen it, you already know. Hajime no Ippo hits different. Literally. Ippo Makunuchi is a quiet dude who works on his mom's fishing boat, constantly getting wrecked by school bullies. One day, a pro boxer saves him and drags him into a gym. That's where Ippo throws his first punch, and you can practically hear fate crack its knuckles. From there, it's an all-out grind. No shortcuts, no magic powers, just brutal training, terrifying opponents, and punches that shake the screen. Every fight feels like a war. You'll flinch, you'll yell, you might even hit rewind. But what really makes Hajime no Ippo stand tall? It's not just about fighting, it's about fear, grit, and building confidence one knockout at a time. This anime doesn't just show you how a boxer is made, it makes you feel it, round after round. So, one of the anime on this list technically isn't a sports anime. Spot it and prove your anime senses are sharper than Kageyama's serve. Taking the bronze at number 3, we've got the king of the court, the legend, the anime that made millions pick up a basketball, Slam Dunk. Before flashy powers and glowing eyes took over sports anime, there was just raw talent, sweat, and attitude. And no one brought that energy harder than Sakuragi. He's a red-haired delinquent with 0 skills, a massive ego, and one goal: impress a girl. So, naturally, he joins the basketball team despite knowing absolutely nothing about the sport. But once he hits the court, something changes. He falls in love with the game. What starts off as a gag turns into one of the most grounded and powerful character arcs in anime. No super moves, no slow motion, just pure grit, teamwork, and that electric feeling of getting better one game at a time. Slam Dunk doesn't try to be cool, it just is. And if you've ever doubted how hype real basketball can be, this anime will shut you up fast. Claiming the number 2 spot, we've got Blue Lock, the anime that asks, what if soccer was a battle royale and your ego was your greatest weapon? This isn't your usual team-first sports story. Blue Lock throws 300 strikers into a prison-like training facility and tells them, only one of you gets to become Japan's number 1. The rest of you, say goodbye to your careers. Our main guy, Isagi, is stuck in the middle, torn between playing for the team and playing to win. What follows is less about kicking a ball and more about psychological warfare, personal evolution, and pure unfiltered ambition. Matches feel like boss fights. Teammates become rivals. Everyone's got a weapon, a specialty, a hunger to crush whoever's in front of them, and the animation brings it all to life with wild energy and sharp pacing. Blue Lock is ruthless, stylish, and completely unpredictable. It's not about playing nice, it's about surviving, adapting, and dominating. And yeah, it kind of makes regular soccer look boring. At number 1, standing tall at the top of the list, it's Haikyuu, the volleyball anime that somehow makes every point feel like the end of the world. No giant powers, no special effects, just raw emotion, insane athleticism, and some of the best character development in sports anime history. Hinata Shoyo is short, loud, and has no business playing volleyball, but what he lacks in height, he makes up for with pure determination and insane vertical jumps. He teams up with Kageyama, a prodigy with the personality of a brick wall, and together they form a duo that turns Karasuno High from washed up to must-watch. Every match is a war. Every rally is a story. You'll be sweating over high school volleyball games like it's the national championship because the stakes always feel personal. But what really makes Haikyuu special is how it treats every character, like the main character, whether it's a rival, a benchwarmer, or the coach. Everyone has a purpose, a struggle, and a moment to shine. Haikyuu is passion in motion. It's the underdog story perfected, and it earns every bit of the #1 spot. That's the list. If one of these animes surprised you, hit like. If you caught the hidden message, prove it in the comments. Subscribe for more. I'll be back with another banger soon.